welcome back. So I know you guys missed me, even though it's only been a day, but I am back and I have returned and we have a lot to discuss, so I'm not gonna waste your time. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the Shakira Mariam Show. I'm your host, Shakira Mariam, and today we are going to be talking about baddies. And the reason I wanted to talk about baddies was because after this most recent episode, there's one specific cast member that really pushes my buttons every single episode. But after this episode, I really confirmed it in my head. I don't like that girl. And the reason why I wanted to film a video and talk about it is because I know it's an unpopular opinion, because most people love this cast member. Like, every time I look online, everybody's always talking about how they love this cast member. But I don't like her, okay? And this cast member that I'm talking about is Big Lex, okay? And listen, when it comes to Big Lex, listen, I was rooting for her, okay? A pretty light skin who just got out of college, feel me? She was doing her thing with basketball. She got a degree. Like, she was one of the first baddies that I seen with like a real like kind of regular story, like a regular girl, like a girl who went to school, who got out of school, who graduated. We don't see most baddies have that type of life. Most baddies really came from absolutely nothing. Like, they came from the hood or came from the gutter, and then they get on baddies and then they made it big. As a college educated woman myself, I was really happy to see her up there, you know? But as soon as she came in the season, she just ruined everything for herself, because she off rip just started unnecessary beefs with people to get some camera time instead of just being herself and showing her personality. And part of me feels like she did this because she felt like, as a new cast member on a TV show with a bunch of OGs, she felt like she really had to get a storyline quick or she would be pushed out the show, especially because this season Natalie is sending people home all the time. Well, fake sending people home. The only person she really sent home was Emma. But yeah, like, you know, Natalie's keeping them on their toes. So I feel like she felt like she had to start unnecessary beefs with people. But now it's not giving authentic anymore. And you're on a reality TV show. So it's giving, you're doing stuff on purpose to get camera time. And it's starting the show. Okay. Like, first of all, when you first got on the show, you started a beef with Jayla. Because apparently you didn't like how Jayla handled the situation with Gretchen last season and how she handled the situation with Biggie and Rolly and all this stuff. And I'm just looking like, girl, why are you trying to beef with Jayla over something that happened on a season you weren't even on? Like, if that doesn't give, I need camera time, I need a storyline, I don't know what does.
And another thing that I want to point out is her beef with Jayla also makes no sense, because from what I understand, Big Lex is half black. So it's like, girl, you're getting mad at Jayla, a black woman who was fighting a non-black woman for saying the N-word. Why would you be mad at Jayla for that as a black woman? That makes no sense. Like, you're mad at Jayla because she clocked a non-black woman for saying the N-word. Like, that don't even make sense in itself. Like, girl, you're just like, ugh.
And I don't know why a lot of people did. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know why a lot of people didn't clock that. Like, I don't know why people were just feeding into that beef. That beef was stupid. And the thing I hate about baddies is a lot of times they'll use the term, oh, she's giving scary, or she's not with the shits. And it's like, no, a lot of the time, it's not that these girls are scary. It's just, they're not about to just be beefing with anybody. Like, no shade, but Jayla is an OG. Like, not just an OG baddie. She's an OG bad girl. She's from Bad Girls Club. Okay? She wasn't just on Baddies. She was on actually national television. Okay? Jayla is that girl. So, yeah. Like, as Jayla being a bad girl, as her being an OG, yeah, like, yeah, she's not going to want to beef with just anybody because she's giving you clout. You get what I'm saying? Like, there are certain people that are, you can't beef with because they're just not on your level. Like, no shade. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, when it came to Jayla and Big Lex's beef, it's like, I felt like Jayla felt like, okay, you know what? I'm going to just fight her because I ain't ducking no fades. I don't need nobody calling me a pussy. But I feel like if Jayla ducked the fade, people will call her a pussy and scary. But it's like, no, Jayla's not scary. We all know Jayla is not scary. Okay? Jayla done fought Biggie. She done fought Rolly. She don't care. We know this about Jayla. We've been watching Jayla for damn near 10, 15 years now. We know Jayla's not scary. But at the end of the day, Jayla knows her worth and Jayla knows that her status. So she's not about to just start beefing with a new girl who has no platform or no clout and just start beefing with you over a dumb beef at that. It's not even real. Like, it's a stupid beef and she's going to beef with you and give you clout? No. No. That's like if somebody wanted to beef with me over some shit that I said in a podcast like a year ago. And they really wanted to have a beef with me over that. And it's like, bro, like, you clearly just want clout from me. You just want attention from me. Because, like, why are you trying to beef with me over something I said in a podcast a year ago? Like, that don't got shit to just don't watch the podcast. What you so pressed about? It's the same thing when it came to, like, that Jayla and Lex fight. It's kind of just like, girl, then don't watch the season if you felt some type of way. And then, like, even when she was explaining her reasoning, she was like, I just feel like you don't fight people your own size. Big Lex, are you okay? You talking about you were a big Baddies fan. If you were a big Baddies fan, then you would have known that Jayla has fought girls that are way bigger than her. So you literally just pulling shit out of your ass because you want to start a beef with her to get a storyline and get camera time. But nobody clocked that tea. Nobody peeped that. Like, everybody just went with it because the girl's pretty and she can fight. So they were just like, oh, well, you know. No, like, that shit was weird. How she came in the season was weird. Then she had her beef with Ivory. And I'm going to admit, when it came to her beef with Ivory, I do admit on that bus in the first episode, Ivory did start with her, okay? And Big Lex did finish it. I'll give her that. But you know that episode where, like, they were fighting over the bedrooms and, like, they switched the room names and stuff? Big Lex was very much giving, I need camera time, I need a storyline, and the producers are telling me to provoke you. And it was so obvious, especially after Ivory got on the internet and basically told us exactly what happened and how they were already in the house, they already had their rooms, and Big Lex just wanted to feed into it. And you could even tell, like, all the girls in the house, they kept telling Big Lex, like, you didn't have to fight Ivory. Like, we all knew it was a joke. Everybody in the house knew it was a joke. You and Ivory weren't the only ones who got your name switched. Other people in the house got their names switched and they didn't feel compelled to fight because they knew it was a joke. But you kept egging it on and you kept trying to provoke Ivory because you wanted her to get mad so you could fight her, so you could get more camera time.
Really forgot to mention this as well, but I don't know if you guys remember when they were in Cleveland, Ohio, and Ivory went in the crowd at the club and she was like, this is my city, say Big Ivory, Big Ivory. And Big Lex wanted to start a whole fight with her because Ivory kept saying, this is my city. And apparently Big Lex is from Cleveland. And it's like, girl, you're pulling shit out your ass. First of all, you're not even from Cleveland. You're from Akron, Ohio. I don't care if they're next to each other. Like, at the end of the day, like, you're not from actual Cleveland. That's like a person, like, I don't know if y'all are from PA, but that's like a person who is from Allentown, PA, claiming Philly. Like, yeah, they're next to each other, but you're not from Philly. So it's like, girl, you're over here trying to fight her over a city you're not even from. It's giving you need camera time. It's giving you want to just start a beef just cause. And that's why she was getting so mad at Anna when Anna was chiming in and telling her, like, girl, it's not your city though. Like, at the end of the day, and it's like Ivory has her own fan base. And no shade, but when we were at the club, the crowd was screaming Ivory's name. So as much as it's your city, they weren't screaming your name. When you got on the mic, nobody was hype. but people were hyped for Ivory. So it's like, girl, you don't make no sense. You're just pulling shit out your ass, and it's starting to show. Like the lack of authenticity is rampant.
And one thing about it, that's why I feel like Big Lex doesn't like Anna. I know some of y'all don't like Anna. I like Anna. But, you know, sometimes she has her moments where I'm like, come on, Anna. But one thing about it, Anna been clocking Big Lex this season. She has been clocking her tea. And that's the real reason why Big Lex don't like her, for real. Because Anna be saying the truth. Like, when Anna first made a video about Big Lex, she said that when Big Lex met all of them, she literally said that she liked all of them. She was a fan of all of them. She used to watch them in her college dorm. But for camera time and for the storyline, she's going to beef with them. So she wants to be friends with them and she wants to be cool with them, but not on camera. On camera, it's time to act and it's time to create a beef for a storyline. And now it's starting to show. Now it's really starting to show. Because this most recent episode, Big Lex's weird ass starts pressing Jayla about the fact that Jayla's not friendly. Well, it was really Summer that started the conversation. And Summer was saying how Jayla has a stick up her ass and she's bougie. And Big Lex started chiming in like, yeah, I feel like, you know, Jayla keeps her distance. She kind of just acts stuck up and bougie. And you could tell that the other girls can peep that this girl is just full of bullshit. Because if you see on the bus, Jazz, Nunu, who's the other girl? Pretty P. All of them are like, yeah, we like Jayla. We don't have a problem with her. But here's Big Lex. Well, you know, I just feel like she's so distant. And like, even on the bus, Nunu kept asking her, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the real problem, though? Like, what's the real problem? Because at the end of the day, you don't have a real problem with Jayla, Big Lex. You don't have a real problem with her. And it's like, girl, why are you pressing Jayla about the fact that she's not friendly and she has a stick up her ass and blah, 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 when you did some weird shit to her? I would be distant with you too. I wouldn't want to kick it with you too. If I met you and the first thing that you said to me was, oh my God, I'm such a huge fan of you, but when we get on the show, I can't be nice to you. We have to beef. And then you start a beef with me out of thin air over something that happened in a previous season. And then you start pressing me about the fact that I'm not ha-ha kiki with you after that. Yeah, I'm going to think you're a weird bitch and I'm not going to put myself around your energy. Point blank, period. And every single episode, Big Lex just continues to give like clout chaser. She continues to give I need camera time. And she continues to give Natalie D. Ryder. No shade. She continues to give Natalie D. Ryder. Like, no shade. At this point, girl, you should have went on Jocelyn's Cabaret if you was about to be dick riding that hard. I'm just saying. Because it's like, girl, I know we all peep it. Like, I don't care. And if you acting like you don't peep it, you're not paying attention enough, or you're blinded by her beauty. Because I get it. The girl's beautiful as hell. She's beautiful as hell. But she's also annoying as hell. And she's weird as hell. I don't care. And outside of her being pretty and being able to fight, she has literally nothing else going for her. I don't care. She doesn't. Because if she didn't have that beef with Ivory, she would not be interesting to y'all. She would not be interesting to y'all. Because seeing a pretty face is nothing new on Baddies. We've seen plenty of pretty girls on there. Plenty. So, for me, I just feel like the girl's overhyped. And now I see that she's going to be on Baddies Africa. Girl, you better come with something different than what you came on to Baddies Midwest. Like, I swear to God, if Baddies Africa, if she come on Baddies Africa doing unnecessary beefs or being weird, bro, like, eventually the Baddies audience will catch on. I know there's only a few people like myself who are catching on this season and some people are still blinded to it. But if she continues the same shit, bro, on Baddies Africa, you're going to go from fan fave to, like, literally nobody fucking likes you. Honestly, I'm not even going to wait that long because I really think by the end of the season, a lot of people are going to realize the weird shit that she be doing. Because she do be giving clout chaser. She be giving dick rider on Natalie. I don't care. And it be giving I need camera time. Simple as that. So, I I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like I'm the only one that feels this way. Like, every time I look online and I see people's takes on baddies, like, they don't be clocking it for real. Like, they just be like, oh my god, and Big Lex beat Ivory's ass. Like, yes. And I'm like, bro, are we not gonna clock the fact that this girl basically just forced this beef with Jayla and basically just forced this fight with Ivory for real? Like, are we not gonna clock that? Like, I get it, Ivory started with her on the bus, but Big Lex, like, she really did keep it going. She really did. With the room switch, she kept it going. She kept it going. She kept it going. And I get it. She found a girl with clout. Because let's be real. Ivory has clout already. She has clout already. We didn't know Big Lex before Baddies. We knew Ivory before Baddies. So Big Lex is playing her cards right. Oh, I'm going to beef with the OG bad girl, Jayla, so I could get some clout. Because Jayla already has an audience. She already has a fan base from Baddies and Bad Girls Club. So she saw that as an opportunity to get some clout and camera time. And then she started egging on her beef with Ivory just for another opportunity for her to get camera time. Because she knows Ivory already got a lot of followers and a lot of fans from Now That's TV. So I don't know how people don't peep that the girl is very calculated with her beefs. And she chooses who she wants to beef with and who she doesn't want to beef with. Like, even in that episode where they were talking about switching the rooms, Big Lex was so ready to fight somebody over the room switch until she found out it was Natalie that did it. Because at first she thought that it was Anna. And she was ready to fight Anna over it because she's already sick of Anna clocking her tea. And she knows she could beat Anna's ass because she's taller than her and she's bigger than her. So she was ready to fight Anna over that room switch. And then the minute she found out it was Natalie, her energy completely changed. Now she's like, oh, well, Natalie, somebody's going to have to get in the ring for you. Somebody's going to have to fight for you because I can't fight you, Natalie. What you mean you can't fight her, Natalie? You were so ready to fight somebody over the room switch. You was literally standing on business about the fact that you needed to fight somebody over this room switch. You was so ready. But then the minute you find out it's Natalie, oh, no, never mind. And I get it. Natalie is your boss. But my thing is, if you were standing on, oh, whoever switched the rooms, I need to fight. I want to fight him. Like, you're standing on that. And then the minute you find out it's Natalie, oh, well, actually, never mind. You know, it give D-Rider. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, didn't Ivory do the same thing? No. Ivory at least clocked them. We don't know if Ivory's going to fight Natalie at the reunion, but what I do know is Ivory at least called everybody out, including Natalie. She called them out. We all saw on the bus where she was calling out Natalie. She didn't give a fuck. She called out Natalie like she don't care. So that's one thing I can say about Ivory. Like, she played the game right. Maybe she didn't fight Natalie in that moment because at the end of the day, Natalie is their boss. So you can't fight your boss. In a sense, you know, E.T. was the only one who was bold enough to really do it, and she did it at the reunion. That's the best time to do it, not while you're filming anyways. But she did call them out at the end of the day, while Big Lex was just being a dick rider, and she was just like, oh. And it's like, Big Lex, you weren't even mad about the room switch. You were happy about it, if anything, because you got more camera time to fight Ivory. So I don't know why you acting like you mad about the room switch now. Like, why are you acting like you mad about it? You was not mad about it. The fuck? And it's like, I remember when Natalie was giving out the chain, and she was giving out the chain, and she gave it to Jazz, and it was between Jazz and Big Lex. And I remember everybody was saying, oh my God, Big Lex deserved that chain. No, she didn't. And I still don't believe she deserved that chain. First of all, Natalie's giving out these chains all willy-nilly. Like, girl, calm the fuck down. This, like, the chain not gonna have no value no more if you just be giving it out all willy-nilly. The other baddies had to work mad hard to get them chains. And now you making these newbies basically just be on screen for like 2 seconds and then get a baddie chain. Like, at this point, a bitch could breathe and she gonna get a baddie's chain. Like, it's not worthy. It's not gonna be valuable anymore because you just giving it out willy-nilly. But either way, Natalie was like, I'm giving out a baddie's chain. She gave it to Jazz. And everybody was like, oh, well, Big Lex deserved it. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Jazz is a real baddie. I don't care. And that's one thing about it. I think the 2 girls that are slept on this season is Jazz and Pretty P. And I hate it for them. Because I really fuck with Pretty P. The only thing I don't like about Pretty P is she started some unnecessary beef with Diamond, talking about something, oh, you looked at me weird. But I can forgive it only because at the end of the day, the girl has stood on business every single time with everybody else. And we all know that at the end of the day, Diamond, she is a clout monster. She knows how to, get the people talking. And one thing I do believe is that Diamond is a girl's girl. And when I watched the show, I saw how she was talking to a lot of the new girls and she was trying to motivate the new girls and kind of uplift them. So I do think that in a sense, Diamond probably talked to Pretty P behind the scenes and was like, girl, if you want to start a beef with me so we could both get some camera time, I'm down for it. Honestly, I genuinely think that's how it went down, to be honest. Especially because Diamond left home early. So, Diamond needed to get as much camera time as she did before she left. So that's that whole situation with Pretty P. I can forgive that low key. Because it's like at the end of the day. And like even though she called Diamond out for looking at her wrong. After that, Diamond kept sneaking her. And even Diamond said herself, if somebody kept sneaking me, I would want to fight them too. So I'm going to give her fade, like, at the end of the day. So it's like, Pretty P, I can fuck with her. And when it comes to Jazz is a baddie outside of Baddies. The thing is, like, Baddies is called Baddies, but that doesn't mean that you're a baddie just because you're casted on Baddies. Because Baddies is not real life. Nobody is fighting in real life. No boss, badass bitch is fighting in real life. No shade. We're not doing that. Badass bitches, baddies in real life are not fighting. We are suing you. We are sending you to court. Okay? Baddies at the end of the day is reality TV. TV. It's not real. And when it comes to Jazz, she's a real baddie. Off and on the screen. Okay? The girl's got businesses. Okay, the girl been known. The girl been had a music career. And she has viral songs already. The girl's beautiful as hell. And she has motion. And she can be in a lot of rooms that most of the baddies cannot get into. Outside of baddies. Literally. Like, outside of baddies, Jazz is in a lot of rooms that those girls are not. And that's why I felt like a lot of them were being so jealous towards her. Like, every time they would kind of be like, oh, Jazz, like, all you do is talk about who you know. And you don't ever talk about you. You're so annoying. Yeah, they don't like the fact that Jazz got motion outside of baddies. They don't like the fact that Jazz know people outside of baddies. Like, Jazz knows Ari the Fletcher. She was on Impact ATL. She know people. And that's what all them baddies want at the end of the day. They all want to be in the in crowd. They all want to be in the know. They all want to be around the celebrities. So they have a baddie who is new. She's a new baddie, not an OG. And she's the only new baddie who's in the in crowd. While everybody else is just new baddies trying to make a name for themselves. So a lot of them felt jealous next to Jazz, I feel like. And it's like, girl, it's giving hater. Like, no, Jazz is a real baddie. And when Summer broke her chain, which was some hating ass shit to do, she pulled out a whole new Cuban. Okay? And Summer had to put her shit on a safety pin. So that just tells you, a real baddie. Like she's a real baddie outside of baddies. So, and for me, like, I just feel like a baddie is not just somebody who can fight. And it's like, Big Lex, outside of you being able to fight Ivory, girl, like, you're not interesting. You don't deserve a baddie's chain. You didn't do your, like, huge one. You didn't do your big one the way you think you did. You fought Ivory. Okay, cool. Okay? Like, you ain't fight Tasiki. No shade. Like, you acting like you deserve diamond flowers. You don't. You fought Ivory. Okay? And Ivory can fight. Don't get me wrong. Ivory's a fighter. She's definitely one of the toughest ones out there. But you need more than just being able to fight and being pretty to be a reality TV star. The reason why we like Diamond is not because she fought Tasiki. Yeah, we love her for taking that fade for sure, and we respect her for that. But that's not the only reason we like Diamond. Diamond is beautiful, and she's funny as hell. She's entertaining. Diamond could have her own reality TV show if she wanted to. That's why we like Diamond. So it's like, Big Lex, you need to understand that when you look at these OGs and you see that they all have fan bases and they all have people who really rock with them for years and people who are loyal to them, You need to see that the reason they had that is because they offer more than just their fighting skills. Okay? Look at Tasiki. Tasiki doesn't have a solid fan base. When Baddies kicked her off, do you think people were pressed like, oh my, no, you guys can't take Tasiki off? No. People were not that pressed. People were not screaming at Zeus Network telling them they made a big mistake. But I'm sure if they took Jayla off or if they took Diamond off, people would be mad. Because they offer more than just their fighting skills. They offer actual entertainment. So Big Lex, girl, you need to offer entertainment. Meaning like actually have a personality. Give us something. Because the beef with Ivory is going to get played out at some point. At some point, we're all going to get tired of seeing you fight. And Ivory's going to get tired of giving you clout. So you're going to have to find some new beef. And it's going to have to make sense this time. Because if you keep making patterns of where you're creating beef out of thin air, people are going to start to see that you're actually just fake as fuck. And they're not going to value that because this is reality TV. Not, oh, I'm going to fake a beef so I can get some storylines. No, at that point, please go to Tubi. So, I don't know. I feel like, you know, like I said, she's very beautiful, but I don't like the girl. I don't like the girl. I don't think I'll ever grow to like the girl unless she really just changes. And I don't think I like her. I'm sorry. I don't like her. And I don't like the fact that she be trying to silence Anna too. And I know a lot of people think Anna been talking too much this season for her size and blah, blah, blah. But one thing about it, Anna, at the end of the day, she will fight you if it's worthy of a fight. But this is what I'm saying about baddies. Like, they will call you scary if you don't want to fight them just because you shared your opinion. Like, just because I shared my opinion, that doesn't mean that I have to fight you because of that. If you don't like my opinion, bitch, you're grown as hell. Deal with it. Why do you have to fight me just because I have an opinion that you disagree with? Now we gotta fight? What? So, like, when Anna be clocking Big Lex's tea, and she be telling her, like, I even remember on the bus, the one time Big Lex was even like, this is another part where I'm like, Big Lex, like, it's showing. It's showing that you're just doing shit for camera time. She gonna go on the bus and say, oh, well, I feel like the way you inserted yourself into this beef, and Anna cut her off and said, oh, you mean like the same way you inserted yourself into Jayla's beef? And Big Lex felt so embarrassed. She's over here like, yeah, like that. And she rolls her eyes. And then she gets at her confessional talking about something. Oh, I don't like Anna. Yeah, you don't like Anna because she just clocked your tea. Because it's true. You over here trying to call people out for inserting themselves into people's beefs. You literally inserted yourself into Jayla's beef with another bitch on a season that you weren't on. You are the last person to be talking. And this is why I say she's annoying as fuck, bro. Like, you're annoying. You're annoying. You calling people out for the same shit that you're doing. You give Natalie D. Rider. You don't think for yourself. And you just say what you think is going to get you clout. What you think is going to get you a storyline. You're not being yourself. You're not being authentic. And it shows. It shows. I don't care. I don't care. For me, I feel like you can tell when somebody's not being authentic. I can tell she's not being authentic. She's just doing what she thinks will make her look good for the TV. And that's not cute. So, bitch, please do not bring her to Baddies Africa. Like, I'm sorry. Unless she come up with something different, girl, I don't care to see that pretty face that hard. Like, I got Diamond. I'm good. No shade. So. But, yeah, that was all for this video. I just wanted to get it off my chest because I feel like this is an unpopular opinion. Not that many people, rock with this opinion. A lot of people like the girl, but whatever. I felt like I was alone in this. But maybe I'll find my tribe. Okay, because my tribe is the smart people who actually clock the real tea. But either way, I'll see you guys very soon, and I love you guys very much. Besos.